The void of space stretched endlessly, a canvas of darkness speckled with distant pinpricks of light. For centuries, humanity had gazed upward, wondering if they were alone in the universe. The stars remained silent, their secrets locked away behind incomprehensible distances. But that silence was about to shatter. Commander Elena Drake stood on the bridge of the Eclipse Asterisk, her flagship, and the crown jewel of Earth's newly formed stellar defense fleet. She adjusted the collar of her uniform as she surveyed the tactical display before her, a swirling mass of red icons representing an alien armada unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. They call themselves the Veilith, an ancient race whose technology far surpassed Earth's own. When first contact occurred 6 months ago, it hadn't gone well. The Veilith arrived unannounced, their massive ships blotting out the sun over major cities across the globe. Their emissaries delivered a chilling ultimatum: surrender all planetary resources or face annihilation. Humanity's leaders balked at the demand, refusing to bow to what amounted to cosmic extortion. In response, the Veilith launched devastating strikes against several human colonies on Mars and Europa, leaving millions dead. Now Commander Drake and her fleet were humanity's last hope. Armed with experimental weapon systems developed in secret by Earth's brightest minds, the Eclipse Asterisk led a coalition of 32 warships into battle against the seemingly invincible invaders. This mission wasn't just about survival, it was about proving that humanity could stand up to any threat, no matter how overwhelming. "Captain," said Lieutenant Marcus Cole, the ship's communications officer, his voice tinged with urgency. "We're receiving faint signals from one of the outer colonies near Proxima Centauri. It looks like survivors." Drake frowned. "Proxima? That sector should have been evacuated weeks ago." Cole hesitated before responding. "Seems some settlers refused to leave. They'd been broadcasting distress calls for days." Her jaw tightened. Every second spent diverting to rescue survivors meant less time preparing for the inevitable clash with the Veilith. Yet abandoning civilians went against everything the fleet stood for. Glancing at the holographic map hovering above the command console, Drake made her decision. "Set course for Proxima," she ordered, "but prep the fleet for combat while we move. We can't afford delays." As the Eclipse Asterisk adjusted its trajectory, Drake turned to Major Eli Carter, her chief strategist. His sharp features betrayed none of the anxiety gnawing at him beneath the surface. "What's our status, Major?" she asked. Carter tapped a few commands into his tablet. "All ships report green. Weapon systems are online, but energy reserves are still low after testing. If we engage the Veilith too soon, we risk running dry mid-battle. And if we don't engage them at all," Drake countered, "they'll wipe us out without breaking stride." He nodded grimly. "Understood, Commander. I'll prioritize power allocation to critical systems." Hours passed as the fleet hurtled through the cold expanse of space. When they finally reached Proxima, the scene awaiting them was grim. A once thriving colony now lay in ruins, its domes shattered and atmosphere vents spewing oxygen into the vacuum. Scattered among the debris were the remnants of Veilith attack craft, their sleek designs unmistakable even in pieces. Drake's heart sank when she saw the faint glow of emergency lights emanating from one partially intact habitat module. Against better judgment, she ordered a detachment of Marines to investigate. What they found inside chilled her to the bone. Survivors huddled together in makeshift shelters, their faces gaunt and eyes hollow. Among them was a young boy clutching a tattered stuffed animal. He looked up at the armored figures surrounding him, his expression somewhere between fear and awe. One of the colonists stepped forward, a woman barely older than Drake herself. Her voice trembled as she spoke. "Thank you for coming. We thought everyone had forgotten about us." "No one gets left behind," Drake replied firmly. "Not on my watch." Back aboard the Eclipse Asterisk, the mood was somber. The rescued colonists were being treated in the medical bay, but the damage done to their home world weighed heavily on everyone. As the fleet resumed its journey toward the Veilith stronghold, Drake couldn't shake the feeling that they were walking into a trap. The Veilith fleet awaited them near the edge of a dense asteroid field, their ships arranged in perfect formation. From the tactical display, It appeared as though they hadn't moved since their initial assault on Earth's colonies. Drake studied the enemy positions carefully, searching for weaknesses. There had to be a way to break through. "They're not moving," Carter observed. "Almost like they're daring us to make the first move." "Maybe they are," Drake murmured. "Or maybe they're confident we'll lose either way." She activated the fleet-wide comms channel. "Attention, all personnel. This is Commander Drake. Today, we fight not just for survival, but for the future of our species. These creatures think they can take what's ours without consequence. They're wrong. Stand ready, stand strong, and show them why humanity will never back down." A chorus of affirmations echoed across the channel, bolstering morale. With a deep breath, Drake gave the order to engage. The battle erupted like a supernova. Plasma cannons roared to life, sending streaks of blue and white energy slicing through the void. The Valith responded with devastating precision, their weapons cutting through human defenses like paper. Despite the odds, the fleet held firm, weaving through the chaos with practiced skill. Drake watched as the Thunderclap Asterisk, one of her smaller destroyers, sacrificed itself to disable a key Valith cruiser. His crew knew they wouldn't survive the maneuver, yet they executed it flawlessly. Tears pricked her eyes, but there was no time for grief, not yet. "Focus fire on their command ship," she barked. "If we can take out their leadership, the rest will falter." The remaining vessels concentrated their firepower on the massive Valith flagship looming at the center of the fray. Shields flared and buckled under the relentless assault until, finally, the enemy vessel succumbed to the barrage. Explosions rippled across its hull, illuminating the battlefield in a brilliant cascade of destruction. Without their leader, the Valith forces began to retreat, scattering into the depths of space. Cheers erupted throughout the fleet, but Drake remained silent. Victory came at a cost, one that would haunt her for years to come. In the aftermath, the surviving ships limped back toward Earth, carrying tales of courage and sacrifice. The colonists rescued from Proxima became symbols of resilience, their stories inspiring countless others to rebuild what had been lost. Commander Elena Drake stood once more on the bridge of the Eclipse Asterisk, gazing out at the endless expanse of stars. Though battered and bruised, the fleet had proven something vital. Humanity was no longer content to remain silent in the face of the cosmos. And somewhere in the vastness of space, the message echoed loud and clear. Earth's deadliest fleet had arrived, and it would not be ignored.